Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be making a homemade garlic bread. This garlic bread is so easy and so delicious. It's totally worth it to take a few extra minutes to make your own homemade garlic bread. I promise you, your friends and your family, your kids are going to love you for this. So I'm going to show you how to do it. We have some fresh parsley, garlic, some sourdough French bread, which just happens to be mine and Andrew's favorite. And we're gonna grate some fresh Parmesan cheese to put on top and mince up some fresh garlic. So let's get started. First things first, I have set the oven to 350 so that can preheat while we're prepping everything else. I have just turned this burner on to low so that I can add our butter. This is gonna be 10 tablespoons of butter that I have previously kind of cubed up just to make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna toss that into the pan and let it start to melt. As this is melting in the pan, we are going to mince up the garlic, chop up the parsley, and get the bread cut and ready to go into the oven. Let's go ahead and get this giant bread out of the way. Okay, so I have my bread knife. This sourdough French bread is a little bit too long for our pan that we're gonna be using to bake it on. So I'm gonna cut it probably to be about 3/4 of this loaf. I always feel like I'm in Aladdin whenever I have a little loaf of bread. Okay, I don't know where to put this. Okay, I'm back. All right, so I'm gonna take this and then I'm just going to another thing Andrew normally does. I love the bread knife too because it's kind of like a saw. Honestly, I'm just gonna cut off this little nub at the end because I don't trust myself with that piece. Beautiful. So now we have our 2 halves of the sourdough French bread. I'm going to place them on this tin. This is the pan that we're gonna put into the oven to bake it on. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna chop everything else up so that we can coat it and then bake it for a few minutes. All right, I got my giant block of Parmesan that we got at Costco, our favorite store, and I'm going to use this box grater to, gosh darn it, what is it called? To grate the cheese. What is wrong with me? Anyway, we're gonna carry on. We probably want about 2 cups of cheese. And I just wanted to go ahead and get the bigger items out of the way so that everything's ready the second that we have the parsley and the garlic all minced up and ready to throw into the butter. Now for the key ingredient, the minced garlic. You're gonna take your garlic clove and put your knife you wanna turn it to where it's like that, where it's kind of like the flatter side is at the bottom. Put your knife right there and then just use the bottom of your hand to hit like that. It's gonna break it up a little bit and make it a lot easier to take the papers off. So we're gonna do this for all of the cloves of garlic. When it comes to amount, honestly, we love garlic. So I think I have like 6 different cloves here, but if you wanna play it safe, maybe stick with 4. So we're gonna get all these papers off and then mince it up nice and fine. All right, the butter is nice and melted. So we are going to grab the minced garlic. So we add all the minced garlic in there. We're gonna let that heat up for a little bit. And as it's heating up, I just wanna make sure that the garlic doesn't burn. Now for the parsley. Whenever you're dealing with parsley, we really love to cook with flat leaf parsley. We just like the flavor a little bit better. It's what the Italians typically use whenever they're cooking with parsley. So I have already de-stemmed some of these parsley leaves. That's super important. You don't wanna just like chop off the parsley with the leaves. So make sure that you get all the little stems off. And once you get some bunched up like this, you're just gonna do kind of like the same thing that we just did with the garlic cloves and minced it up. On garlic bread, you don't want giant pieces of parsley, so just kind of keep folding it over. and chopping it up until you get it nice and finely minced. We are gonna throw this on top of the garlic butter as soon as I am done mincing it, and then we should be ready to spread that across the French bread. I'm so excited, y'all. We're so close. It's butter time. Let's add the butter with our minced garlic and our parsley directly on top of our halves of the sourdough French bread. You're gonna spread it across. So I like to use a spoon at first because you can just get, you know, all the butter on there. So don't be shy. You wanna use the entire amount of butter and garlic and really let it soak into that bread. Once we have the majority of this mixture spread onto here, then we are going to just get the very last little bits of it with the brush. Yum, y'all. All right, now let's get that Parmesan on top. Okay, so I have my freshly grated Parmesan cheese from earlier. So we are gonna generously sprinkle this all across the top of both halves. We're gonna bake them for 5 minutes and then broil them for another 5, just to get that cheese nice and crispy. Go, let's check it out. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Pull these onto this cutting board so that we can get them cut and do a taste test. So Andrew told me that he did not want the garlic bread and he didn't need the garlic bread. So Andrew, can you come in here, please? I'm gonna have him do the taste test.
What do we have here?
Garlic bread. But how good does that look?
It looks amazing. It smells even better.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
All right.
Holy, wow.
You got parsley. How is it?
Try it.
It's so good. Okay.
I'm never having garlic bread any other way. This is so good. Y'all.
The sourdough, I'm happy we did it with that.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? It's falling all over me. It's delicious. It's buttery.
So much butter, so
The
much
fresh parsley,
the Parmesan.
game changer. Yeah, the fresh Parmesan. Everything is so much better fresh, y'all. Like, wow, this is
I'm
good.
gonna go eat the rest of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a piece with me. I'll see you at spaghetti time.
All right, bye.
Cheerios, spaghetti.
Cheerio.